All right, so the 2022 NBA draft was tonight, and if you're a Warriors fan like me, you probably took it with a little bit of a grain of salt, considering we literally just won the championship last week. So we're not really you know into draft like some other teams like the Magic. We're definitely a team that is pretty solid with who we have, but at the same time, with the history of who Bob Myers takes and how good the Warriors have been based on who they developed. I watched and kind of paid attention to who were the prospects on the board, and so the Warriors ended up taking 3 guys in the draft, which is actually a good amount considering there's only 2 rounds. So yeah, the Warriors picked, just to summarize it, Patrick Baldwin Jr. in the first round, and then they had 2 second-round picks, Ryan Rollins, and who that one was actually involved with a trade with the Hawks. And I'll get into that in a moment. And then Guy Santos, and he was one of the final picks in the draft. So yeah, firstly, obviously our first-round pick, 28th overall, Patrick Baldwin Jr. So this guy, was very, very good in high school. He had many offers, UCLA, I saw many offers, and he ended up staying close to home, went to Milwaukee. And the issue with him is he had a very high ceiling going into college, and he just didn't play that good compared to what he was expected to be. Granted, he did play good, don't get me wrong, but he didn't play really up to the level he was expected to. He averaged 12.1 points, about 6 rebounds, and 1.5 assists in one college season at Milwaukee. But his problem was efficiency. 41% from 2-point range and less than 30% from 3. Now, when he is shooting threes, he's a sharpshooter. That's the good thing about him. But I don't know. I think with the Warriors, were we really worried too much about this draft? Not really, considering last season we had 7th overall pick, Kuminga, and 14th overall pick, Moody. And I don't think the Warriors are really thinking of tearing it down. It'd be great to have some prospects. I think Bob Myers knows what he's doing. I think the thing with Baldwin was, many didn't expect him to even go to where this was. And I think Bob Myers saw something in him that others didn't. I trust Myers 100%. Bob Myers, like I said. He also struggled, Baldwin, with an ankle injury, and so he only played in 11 games. So it's a very small sample size. Based on what we saw, it wasn't great. It was good. It wasn't great. So he's not the most efficient player, but I think he's good as a role player. Maybe we could, if we're up by 40 in a game, we could see him in there. He'll probably be in the G League, I assume. So that's the first-round pick. Now, the Warriors actually moved up in the second round. That's how they got Ryan Rollins. He's out of Toledo. Didn't know much about the guy, but he actually was pretty good from what I've heard. The Warriors had the 51st pick originally, but then they traded to the 44th pick in exchange. I think it was that pick and then $2 million in cash. So yeah, Toledo, he's a guard. Obviously the Warriors are stacked with guards, so he's probably not going to see the court too much either. Also considering he's a later pick. He averaged just under 19 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and about 3.6 assists per game. So he, he's a pretty efficient player from what I've seen, but he's also a guard. The Warriors have many guards. Poole, Curry, Wiggins can be a guard, in theory. Poole, like I said, it's just the Warriors have so many guards. This guy isn't going to play. Who know? The thing is, who knows if he's even going to make the team? We don't know. But considering they also threw $2 million at the Hawks, they probably will stay on the team for a good amount of time. Now, the final pick the Warriors had, the 55th pick, one of the final picks, like I said, of the entire draft, Guy Santos out of Brazil. He is a wing, pretty big guy, 6'8". He's 20 years old. I don't think the Warriors are probably going to keep this guy unless he really shows out in the summer league. But considering he's this late of a pick, he might get cut. Considering the roster spots and how limited they are. But he's a big guy. I've heard good things about him, but also he's sort of under the radar, a little bit undiscovered. He's not from here. He didn't go to college here, so it's a little hard to tell. He was the 55th pick also, so there's a reason. But I've heard some good things. His 3-point shot isn't the best, so maybe the Warriors, if they do end up keeping him, maybe it's sort of a depth thing. But I don't know. The thing is, the Warriors, the fact of the matter is, they don't have room for 3 rookies out of this class. I'm sorry, they don't. I don't even know if they have room for 2, so I might just go with Baldwin and maybe Rollins. I don't know. So anyways, guys, that's the 3 picks in our draft. Warriors are obviously coming off a title, so that's, what their main focus was. But of course, being in the draft, it's always exciting. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later. And yeah, go Warriors.